After what can only be described as a turbulent start to its current voyage, guests aboard Symphony of the Seas, one of the world's largest and most luxurious cruise ships, are finally getting some long-awaited answers. The giant of the Oasis class was scheduled to depart on a 7-day cruise to the Bahamas from Cape Liberty, New Jersey, on October 12, 2025. But instead of tropical sunshine and turquoise waters, the voyage began under dark skies, roaring winds, and an unexpected delay. A powerful nor'easter swept along the U.S. East Coast, forcing Royal Caribbean's flagship to remain anchored in port, its massive hull battling relentless gusts that made departure unsafe. Authorities closed the Port of New York and New Jersey as gale-force winds and rough seas pounded the coastline. The closure, initially expected to last only a few hours, was extended through Tuesday morning, October 14th, leaving the 228,081 gross ton vessel and her 5,518 guests waiting out the storm for a second night. We've been closely monitoring the low-pressure system impacting the East Coast this weekend, Royal Caribbean wrote in a letter to guests on October 13. Unfortunately, despite our best efforts and continuous communication with port pilots, Cape Liberty remains closed. We will stay in the area until 11 a.m. tomorrow. This update immediately confirmed what many passengers feared. The ship would miss its first 2 ports of call. The planned visit to Port Canaveral, Florida on October 14th has now been canceled, followed by the Nassau, Bahamas, stop originally scheduled for October 15th. Our new departure time means we'll have to skip Port Canaveral and Nassau, the cruise line confirmed. We expect to arrive mid-morning Thursday at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas, Perfect Day at Coco Cay, was already part of the itinerary for October 16th, but now the ship will arrive at 11:30 a.m. instead of the originally planned 7 a.m. The powerful northeasterly system that brought heavy rain, coastal flooding, and fierce winds is expected to weaken and move offshore by Tuesday afternoon. Still, the East Coast will continue to feel the lingering effects of the storm into the early part of the week. Cruise lines are not obligated to compensate passengers for itinerary changes caused by weather, since safety always takes priority. However, in this case, Royal Caribbean has offered several gestures of goodwill, recognizing that the original route has been drastically reduced from 3 destinations down to 1. All guests will receive a future cruise credit equivalent to 2 days of their cruise fare, acknowledging the time Symphony of the Seas spent idle in port. The line also announced a 50% discount on all a la carte beverages starting October 13th, along with a $35 non-refundable onboard credit for anyone who purchased a deluxe beverage package. Additionally, all canceled shore excursions for Port Canaveral and Nassau will be fully refunded. The refunds will first appear as onboard credit, with any remaining balances automatically returned to passengers' registered credit cards within 14 business days after disembarkation. For now, guests aboard Symphony of the Seas continue to watch the stormy horizon, waiting for the winds to ease so the massive vessel can finally set sail. What was supposed to be a carefree island getaway has turned into a vivid reminder of the raw, unpredictable power of nature, and of how even a floating city like Symphony of the Seas must sometimes bow to the sea's command.